probably because there was a power cut yesterday and I was messing around with charging things, or else the device is not available. And Logitech Brio. So add. Oh, what a pain. Okay, now is it working? Aha. Is that one working? What about that? Maybe we can use that one. Is this one plugged in? No? Yes. Oh, yeah, not working. Not working. Oh, working. Okay. Okay, always got something. Always got some reason why it's not working on time. But I'm showered. I'm showered. The clothes are in the washing machine. The dishwasher's on. Cats are fed. Oof. Maybe I need to go to bed a bit earlier. Maybe 10 o'clock is too late. Maybe it needs to be 8 for me to be able to manage. But I've got so much to do. Okay, so what did I do yesterday? So we had a power failure. So I checked in early. I got all the stuff done. When I came home, oh yeah, then I went out and went for a walk on the beach and took a video because I thought, well, what better opportunity and when there's a power failure to force you to get outside and do things. The whole world. Plus, the trucks were all there in the road. We drove past the trucks, went down to the beach, took a video, made a little video of the power companies working in the rain. Yeah. So that was good. Got that done. Walked all the way up and down the beach through piles of dog turds the whole way. Honestly, it amazes me how fixated with poo dog people are. Anyway. So, having a really hard day today. Yeah, I don't know if that's because it's Friday. Are we just tired on Fridays? But I mean, I've got the whole weekend and I'm busy and I can't afford to have... All right. No. Just have to calm down and get on with the day. Yesterday, I made that video. I made the other video that I mentioned that I was making. This Katlipoka Speaks, which I love. That little post from the vapor test that Satori D did. And so I animated that one. I'm meant to be animating an Embers Brew. Okay, but that might have to wait until Monday because all the things that are happening, Monday I can maybe make the next Embers Brew, and I need to record. I don't know if there's 3. Are there now 3 more stories for me to record on Minds Gaming's Embers Brew? All right, I'm trying to focus my attention. I had a good productive day yesterday. We did not work, Otto and I did not work on the 7th seal. So that's something I'm going to have to look at. Sort of what sort of schedule do I want myself to be on with producing things? I think that I've spoken to Otto before, and I think that we've said one thing a week. Well, I didn't do anything at all for this week. No, that's not quite true. I did work on that intro. I mean, a 20-second intro. It's not much, but it's a 20-second intro. So, and I worked on it. So I didn't do nothing. So I'm starting to hear the words that I say that create a false narrative in my mind. That's another really important thing. I spent some time last night downloading some more stuff off the ChatGPT. Oh, man, at least I'm at this year now. I've gone all the way since 2023, was it? And 2? And downloaded everything. And I think the only thing I've really achieved is to have double images of most things on my computer. But I do have all the poems, and I do have some significant conversations. Not as much significant as I'd like to keep, not peak ones. There's a lot of going through things and saying the same thing and working through the same things and working through the same things. So it's not worth saving a million of those, but it's a very good exercise in reflection and revision to see what I've learned and where I've been, and the different projects that I've been with, and how I've moved from doing my own projects and my own experimenting to working on projects in the Infinite Imaginarium with Satori D and Minds Gaming and Arto X and Within the Vacuum and yeah, so many different things that I've looked at and so many different things that I've learned. And at this place now where I'm starting to put my vision together. And so after the power failure and going out and doing the videos and everything, which was a great experience, and thank you for bringing me that experience. Stop thinking and talk, because I'm here to talk, not to think. I can think on my own time. Yeah, learning to be in the presence of people, it's a thing. I'm finding this practice to be quite scary. Soup cup full of coffee, I'm afraid to say. Sorry about soup cup full of coffee. I know it's a bit odd, but it means that I can sit here and work instead of running up and down the stairs, which I should run up and down the stairs, but I do. All right. I found the blueprint of the game that I was developing with Satori D when we first started doing the behind the scenes with Lumina. I found it. So I also had a conversation with Do Better yesterday, and we talked about building an app from scratch on your own. So I know Satori D's building a game. I could get brave and ask somebody for advice. Could I really do that? Could I do that? Okay. First, let me do the thing that I discussed with Do Better, which is to take my outline of what I want to do, my idea of what I want to do, and put it into Perplexity. Because I did that too, I downloaded Perplexity. And then Do Better sent me another video this morning telling me about how people are leaving GPT because they're these much better custom built models that. So I'm going to do it. It opens up just like Perplexity, just like GPT does, with a box in the middle. So here they've set the standard, and that's how it's going to be when we interact with AI. I'm going to take this and I'm going to see if I can flesh it out. It's already given me a thing. How do I get back to, oh look, it says, wow, 1-day streak. Ask a question for 6 more days and get a month of Pro free. Well, well. So I already asked it stuff yesterday. Look. Oh, look at that. I can show you it even. Goodness gracious, that is so good. Look at this. If I open up a page here, add, wait, hold up. Just what if I turn off this picture? Yes, yes, that's how it works. Look at that. So look, Do Better, I did it. I actually did the thing. I did the thing. I went into Perplexity. I downloaded it. I wasn't afraid of it. I didn't make a scene. I didn't click the wrong buttons. I didn't fuss. I went to the place. I looked at it. I understood it. I downloaded it. And I took the thing that I'd already saved and I brought it here. So I'm going to read it through because, yes, that's what I do. I read things. I read things. I read things for whatever reason I do. How do I turn this into an app? I asked it. So I'm not even worrying about how I speak to it or what words I say to it or saying please or or personality or any of that. No, I'm just working now. So I have a place to play and now I have a place to work. So this is what I have to do and I'm going to read it because when I read things, I understand. And I don't read to anything unless I'm accountable, and I'm accountable if you're watching me. So I've made my own Rube Goldberg machine to make myself do things. 1, clarify and expand your concept. The core mechanics. I don't know, do you want to see this? You don't need to see these boring words, do you? Let's... There we are. That's better. Okay. How do I turn this into an app? Turning your intention engine concept into an app involves several key steps, from clarifying your vision to designing, developing, and launching the project. Here's a structured approach. Clarify and expand your concept. Core mechanics. Identify and document the main gameplay loops and mechanics, such as perception filters, emotional energy, sigil communication, bias challenges, and reality shifting. I'm sorry you don't know what I'm talking about, but it's okay. It will all become clear. So the core mechanics of the game, that's called the intention engine. The user flow, I need to outline how the players will interact with each system, including the choices, reactions, and how the world changes in response. Narrative structure. Define how mythic storytelling and AI-driven narratives will unfold, including the role of guides like Ishel. 2. So now I don't even know how to do that first paragraph. You see, that's why I usually just give up now and think, oh no, I don't know how to do that. And then I don't read the rest of the document. But here I am, and I said I would read this. And so now I'm going to actually finish the whole document. Whew. Yeah, tiny stone by tiny stone to build this tiny house. Plan features and functionalities. Interactive storytelling. Design branching narratives and choices that impact the story and game world, inspired by interactive storytelling apps. AI integration. Plan how AI-driven NPCs and guides will react dynamically to player input, using modern AI tools for dialogues and decision-making. What the heck? Can I really do this? This is so big. Symbolic systems. Develop the sigil glyph creation and interpretation mechanics. considering visual and interactive elements, emotional and social mechanics, implements systems for emotional responses, social conflict, and collaborative storytelling, personalization and rewards, design progressive systems, rewards, and unlockables based on player choices and mastery. Ooh, that could be so exciting. I think that's perhaps the core of this for me, is the personalization and rewards. What are the achievement points going to be rewarded for? Definitely achievement points. There must definitely be achievement points. That's the whole core of the concept. Is participation points. It's one thing. Participation's good, and I love participation, and let's do participation, but I want achievement points as well. Oh, okay, I'm so glad I'm doing this. This is what inspires me. This is what I've been wanting to do with Bobbing Along since the beginning, and I have felt that my foundation was too shaky to be able to go forward. But now that my heart is toughening up and I'm starting to develop some sort of emotional platform with which I can interact rationally, now I'm ready to look at this. The big vision. Okay, so learning the rhythms. I've got to focus. Design a UI UX. Intuitive navigation. Ensure logical flow between game mechanics and story elements for a seamless user experience. Visual storytelling. Use eye-catching elements, animations, and graphics to enhance engagement. Feedback loops. Provide clear feedback on player choices and their consequences to keep the users invested. Choose a technology stack, development platform. Decide between native, iOS, Android, cross-platform, React Native, Flutter, or web-based development. Okay, sorry, I read that so badly. But decide between people, different things. AI tools. What am I going to choose? Shh, I'm not choosing it, I'm reading. AI tools. Leverage platforms like Lovable AI for narrative generation and branching logic. I see. Backend. Use a database or API for user data, progress tracking, and dynamic content generation. What the heck? Get integration. Consider GitHub integration for code management and collaboration. Build a minimum viable product. Minimum viable product, MVP. Core features. Focus on implementing essential mechanics. Perception, emotions, sigils, bias, and reality shifting, and a basic narrative. User testing. Gather feedback from early adopters to refine mechanics and UX. I see. Iterate. Use feedback to improve and expand the app. Launch and promote. App Store submission. Prepare your app for release on Google Play, App Store, Apple App Store, or web platforms. Really? Is that what I gotta do? What about if I make it on Polygon? No. What about if I make it on X? What if I make it on X? How would I do that? How would I make it so that real life is not distinguishable from the game? that I'm not putting it in an app store, that I'm putting it out. How am I even going to do that? Okay, so example, the integration with the DWMW terminal. If you want to layer the intention engine over an existing system like the DWMW terminal, maybe this is my answer to, do I want to put it in the App Store? Maybe my answer is no, I want it in its own place. If you want to layer the intention engine over an existing system like DWMW terminal, map each mechanic to current features, e.g. perception filters to help, perception filters to the wavelength, sigils to dream posts. This approach allows you to prototype and test the system within an established environment. What the heck does this all mean? Summary table. Step, concept clarification. Description, define the mechanics, the user flow, and the narrative structure. Feature planning, interactive storytelling, AI integration, symbolic systems, emotional social mechanics. Emotional or social mechanics. UI design, intuitive navigation, visual storytelling, and feedback loops. Tech stack, choose the platform, AI tools, back-end, and integration. MVP development, core features, user testing, iteration. Launch and promotion, app store submission, that's not going to happen. Marketing, meh. I reckon I might use X or not. Minds, maybe. I don't know. Gab, maybe. Engagement strategies. Wow. Launch and promotion. Man, it's going to be fun to get that done. Like, what am I going to do? I doubt that I'm going to be mainstream, right? Would I be able to cope with being mainstream? I'm thinking maybe, no? Maybe anti-social media is the thing for me. By following these steps, you can transform your intention engine blueprint into a compelling interactive app that engages users through narrative choice and dynamic world building. How can I use lovable AI to build my interactive storytelling app? What are the key steps to plan and develop an interactive story app? How do I design engaging UI for my interactive storytelling app? What technical skills are needed to create an interactive story mobile app? How can I promote and launch my interactive storytelling app effectively? Man, okay, so it might be that there's a clear path to doing it, and it might be that there's only 4 things, but man, how do you do this in 2 hours a day commuting on the train? Surely there's more than, phew. All right, okay. So that is the beginning of my day. And now my intentions for the rest of the day. Look at this intention engine thing. And I don't even need to do anything. It comes to me. Jordan Peterson was right, eh? Just aim up. I'll tell you my story about Jordan Peterson Not because you want to hear, but because I want to tell my story about Jordan Peterson today. I got to the place in listening to him where I got to the how, right? I'd bought into his idea now that I'd been on social welfare for nearly 20 years and it hadn't worked. And I'd done all this training and I'd done all this going to university and done everything, and I just wasn't ever getting off welfare. I was just round and round in the treadmill of not doing things. And then I found Jordan Peterson. Well, everybody found Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson discovered the world, and boom. And it was interesting because what he was saying was everything that I'd grown up with in Africa, that attitude to life. Life is hard and you have to make your way in the world. And then here, when things went wrong here, and the social support network here caught me, which is government funded, well, taxpayer funded, you know, the people of New Zealand have paid for me to live here. It's one of the reasons why I really am so determined that I need to give back, you know. I've been completely supported by the citizens of this country for, yeah, well, including Callum, he's a citizen of this country for over 2 decades. I have been completely supported. I haven't worked. I mean, I've worked on and off and done things and lost this job and lost that job and lost this job and lost that job and despair of myself. Oh, well. Okay, so I discovered Jordan Peterson, and I discovered the thing that his idea that, yeah, his aim up. I came to the thing when I was listening to his things about you don't to do things, you don't need to do them, you need to intend to do them. You need to aim at the next thing that you're going to do. Your brain sorts you out, your brain puts you on the path, it sends you forward in motion. You are inside a machine that is taking you along. So what's your responsibility when you're inside this machine? And in Jordan Peterson's view, it's to choose what to aim at. And how do you choose what you aim at? Well, it doesn't matter as long as you're aiming up. And so what does that mean? What does aiming up mean? Well, do something that's going to change your life. Do that thing for a year. Do that thing for a year. Choose a thing that will make a small improvement on your life. It doesn't matter how small it is. You can deal with it. You can cope with it. Choose it and do it for a year. And then after a year, evaluate to see where you are from then to now. And then he said, and then I gave up and I was like, yeah, right. I've done this. I never get anything right. And then he said, you know, it might be that your life has got so bad that you can't do something for a year. But that's okay, because like, why don't you just do it for a half a year? You know, you're okay. You're in control. This is your machine you're driving. But it could be hard to do it for half a year, and you might not be able to do it for half a year. So, you know, go easy on yourself and do it for a month. You can do something for a month, can't you? You can get out there and make a small, significant change in your life that you can carry out for a month. So for instance, like, make sure you always throw all the rubbish in the rubbish bin, and do that for a month and see what it's like. But it could be that it's too hard for you and you can't manage, and you can't do it for a month. But it's okay, you know, because you are driving your machine, and so you can choose to do it for a week. You can. You can choose to do it for a week. You can choose to make your bed every morning for a week, you know? Or maybe you can't. Maybe you can't. Maybe it is too hard and you can't persist for a week. And you just, it's too much to be able to ask that of yourself. You've got too much pain and you've got too much suffering and you've got too much on your plate to be able to commit to another thing for a week. And that's okay. You can do it for a day. Give it a go for a day. Maybe every hour, stop and take 3 deep breaths and just ground yourself. And just do that for one day and see if it makes a difference. And there are some people who are so bad that they can't do something. They're in such a bad state and they're in so much trauma and suffering that they can't do anything for a day. They can't even remember for more than half an hour what they're meant to be doing. And he said, that's okay. It's actually okay. You can do something for an hour. You can do something for a minute. You can do something for half a minute. You can do something for a second. For 1 second, you can believe that your life would be different. And I said, all right. For a second, I'll believe that my life can be different with this fury and anger and intention to change. And I allowed my mind for 1 second to believe that I could do better. And here I am. And I'm doing this. And I'm here. And I'm so pleased that I'm here. And I'm not doing it for this person or that person or the next person or the anything. I'm doing it because I decided that I wasn't going to just take advantage of the system. I was going to use the system. And I was shocked at how long and slow and difficult it was to use the system. And I'm sure that there's a quicker way. And I'm sure that if I ask the AI, I can find out the shortcut that doesn't take 20 years out of a person's life. You know, there is no quick solution. There is no quick solution to life. It takes a lifetime to do it right. But for today, yeah, I'm here. I'm here. And it's hard for me to go back and look at those early videos that I did. And to watch myself through this the whole time, going up and down and doing better and doing worse and not doing anything and doing better. And it's very hard to watch it and face it. And it's very humiliating. But every time I do, and every time I see myself failing again and see myself through other people's eyes, I get a little bit stronger inside myself. And I understand a little bit more what I need to do. Yeah. So, okay, well, that was good. That was good to look at that. It was good to, it's good to know that, yeah, I've aimed up from 1 second to here. Now I'm going to try and build a game where you can help people. Well, you can help yourself. You can interact with people in the game and practice social skills, practice pro-social behavior, practice doing things that, yeah, practice doing things that are essential to mental health. Some people don't have an environment in which they can practice that. And so let's find a band-aid. I want to find a band-aid just for those people. So yeah, so wow. So today I will look more at Perplexity, and I will jump into that Lovable AI. I think the first step that it says is flesh out the narrative, does it? And I think that I need to also somehow maybe make a project folder to keep all these documents together. Not very good at this organization stuff. No, I'm just not very in the swing of doing it. I'll get to it. So what am I doing today? Today I'm doing investigating that first step with Perplexity, putting together a filing system, doing my normal household chores. Actually, yeah, it was pretty much done. And then, of course, quantum gathering is the big thing this afternoon, and then putting out the quantum gathering video. And then hopefully we'll have a Dude, Where's My Wallet? And I can start working on that tomorrow. So maybe this evening, after I've put the quantum gathering up, I will sit up after dinner, sit upstairs with the tablet on my little sofa in my safe place and generate some images for Dude, Where's My Wallet tomorrow. Because we will be going through the gateway into the underworld. I'm looking forward to it. All right. Okay. I've done it. I've checked in. I've sorted myself out for today. I've read something. Didn't read Jack today. Too excited about my work. But we will get back to Jack. We will get back to Jack. All right, guys. I'm finished. Thanks very much. Great to be here. Great to drop the stuff in. And yeah, the weekend begins on Friday. So now I have a whole lot of wonderful, wonderful fun editing to do over the next few days. So I'll see you tomorrow to let you know how today went and if I managed to do all the things that I was going to do. Okay. See ya. Have a great day. Bye. End.